Welcome back to CNC Auto Work. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. You can see here we got the Mustang pulled in the shop. Got her wiped down. It's time to finally put some primer on this thing. Got a few parts over here. Normally most people do this with the car apart, but aligning these body panels was a pain. Probably the worst I've ever had to deal with. So that's actually not happening. The car's staying together. What we're going to be spraying today is some Summit Racing 2K urethane primer. We're going to be spraying some black. We're going to wind up putting 1 gallon on this thing. However far it goes, it goes. And we're going to wait a few days before we block it out. Let it really dry and shrink as much as it's going to shrink. Because we've had that problem before. Trying to get a paint job done in a weekend. Priming it, blocking it, painting it. And then as it fully cures, you start seeing spots where the primer and paint's actually shrinking. So we're trying to prevent that this time. We'll probably wait three days to a week before we actually block this first gallon. Then after we block it, we'll be spraying another gallon. Now this is what we're going to be spraying. Is the Summit urethane primer. It's pretty decent stuff. Prices are out for us. So we're going to get to shooting this. Now normally when you prime, what we do is we like to prime all the body filler spots like 3 or 4 times because it actually soaks in that primer. But on this car, basically this whole car's body filler, as you can see already. So we're just going to start priming it. Prime the whole car like you would a paint job. There's really no sense in trying to hit the body filler spots 3 or 4 times first because, like I say, the entire car, quarters are all filler, roof's all filler, hood's all filler. There's quite a bit of filler on this car. Now it's not real thick, it's just kind of skim coated to straighten it up from the hell. But it is there, it is going to soak in a lot. So we're going to go ahead and get to it here and just shoot it normal. No blowing those spots first. Well, you can kind of tell here we finally got her primed. You can tell that we've already blocked her out. The car was definitely probably not as in good a shape as we thought. The primer really made a bunch of issues stand out. You can see we still got a bunch of low places. See where that primer's still shiny, that's all our low places. But that being said, there was some places that we knew was going to be some trouble that actually wound up coming out pretty good. For as rough as the roof was, it came out pretty good. And the hood, it had a few little issues, but I think after we spray another gallon of this primer on here, I think it's going to wind up fixing most of our problems. And all we did is we just used 12-inch blocks to block this whole car and some 120 grit sandpaper. Everybody has their own preferences. I've seen people use 80 on their first coats of primer to knock it back down. We went ahead and did 120 because the 40 grit that we was using, you can tell here it left pretty good scratches in the filler. So we went ahead with 120, so we want to have these big gouges after we do this next primer in. We're hoping this next primer in, everything will wind up blocking out. See, we got some little holes that was in the filler. We're hoping that the next gallon that we spray on here, we wound up getting 4 coats the first time. The second time I'm hoping for more because there's less filler exposed to suck up the actual primer. So hopefully we can get maybe 6 coats. If we can wind up getting about 6 coats on here, I think that would probably be our last gallon we'll have to shoot. I think it'll all block out fine from there with just the little spots we have left. We went ahead and put a gap on our headlight deals here so the paint didn't build up inside there. It's kind of hard to tell, but there is a gap there. Might need a little more, I don't know. We're going to shoot this coat. We may wind up making a bigger gap when it comes to paint, but he's just finishing up inside the doors right now, and we're going to get this other gallon shot on this thing and see if it looks a little straighter. You can kind of see in the video when he's shooting it, it does look pretty rough through the primer. And like I say, it was a little rougher than I thought. I thought we had got our bodywork a little closer than we actually did. That's enough talking. Let's get some more primer on this thing. Another gallon of urethane primer. It's bites the dust. Got it all sprayed on here. The car is looking a lot straighter. It looked pretty decent going over it with this gallon. By the time we block this out, I don't know if we're going to spray a third or not. Just depends on how it looks. It still does have just a couple of little spots that are a little off, but I mean, this is going to be a driver. We're not trying to build a full-blown show car. I mean, we might show it depending on how it turns out, but we're not looking to win any Riddler awards. But that's just kind of how the process of how we do it. Throw a gallon on it and block it out. Try to get some of the dings and dents and dimples out of it. And then do it again, do it again, do it again. However many times it takes until we get it to where we like it. And this Summit Racing urethane primer, it seems to be really good stuff for the money. I mean, It's got a good price on it. It does have good feeling characteristics. It's definitely a good bang for your buck. We like it. It's probably the cheapest stuff we could find. And like I say, it does feel the little dings and dents and pinholes and all that good stuff. We sprayed this coat a little thicker. We actually only got about 3 coats this time. I slowed down on the thinner a little bit just so it would feel a little more. And this is what we got. But I'm not going to bore you with any more priming and sanding. You won't see this car again, so let's get some color shot on it. I want to thank everybody for watching. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.